Is actually many more giving for the shame of the native shame them are. Was in relation to all the recreation of African and the family of Pakistan and National Scholar, the scholars may have all of the young focus of the outside for economic commercial. I can make a fellow job goes on very remain. Today in Jewish history. So who's the halacha like? Beis Shammai or Beis Hillel? Who's the halacha like? Beis Shammai or Beis Hillel?
Very soon they're going to Shammai.
Huh?
Very soon they're Shammai.
Very soon be Shammai. All right, so
we have to wish for it because the Mashiach is going to be here.
So one of the main arguments you have in the Mishnah is between the yeshiva of Shammai and the yeshiva of Hillel, Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. The first argument that took place between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel was tonight.
It's the Mishnah in the
on
Shabbat.
The 10th of on the 10th of Adar, and many there are some people they used to fast because they looked at it as the argument, there's fighting going on. Oh, there's arguing. But the Mishnah tells us that exactly. The Mishnah tells us what is an argument for the sake of heaven, for the Shem Shemayim. That is an argument with Shammai Beis Hillel. And the Rebbe explains actually how every exactly. Every single machloket, every single dispute between Shammai and Beis Hillel is really Elu ve'Elu divrei Elokim Chaim. They're both true. They're both. It's not. It's either this way. It's this way. You know. It's a fact on the table. It's either
that's exactly what
yes or no.
What? Everything is true. The Ashkenazim, the
absolutely. Everybody's true. Everything is true. Exactly. And if it's sourced in Torah, it's true.
Right.
So the question is, what lens we're looking at something from? So one example the Rebbe gives is in potential and in actuality. So for example, Chanukah menorah. So Chanukah menorah, how do we like the first night 1, the second night 2, third night 3, like Beis Hillel. Beis Shammai says the first night you light 8, 7, 6, 5. We can go like Beis Hillel. But it says when Mashiach comes, it says we're going to follow Beis Shammai in most things. Or at least it says we're going to understand the rationale of Beis Shammai within every halacha. So, not to get worried. It's nothing to be scared of. There's an argument.
It's also a bit delayed because the people is weak. So it gives them more chance to deal with this war that is very difficult. Yetzirah gives them a more easy way to deal with it. That's what you get. More chesed. It's more chesed.
That too, and which, yeah. There's so many stories of to be strict is no big deal. It's very easy to be strict, to be machmir, to be strict on anything. It's not. Of course, it's easy to be strict. What makes in Rabbanan, what makes them great is we're able to find a way out of something. Not because we're looking to be lenient, but you have, for example, Rav Moshe Feinstein.
That's Ahavat Israel.
Of course, Rav Moshe Feinstein, for example. Rav Moshe Feinstein looked for so many loopholes for people. Let's say a typical example is what he's known for. Him and Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, they're most known for agunas. An aguna is someone who is someone whose husband disappeared. Now, there's only 2 ways to undo a marriage. Either one of the spouses pass away, or there's a get issue. The husband gives the wife a get. What happens if it's none of those issues, but the guy runs away to Timbuktu? And this story, my father-in-law always says a story of Rabbi Zvarkin, who was involved with a miracle of the Rebbe finding a person who ran away. And I found I had a little involvement in this story. But
he held the gun.
There's these stories also. Huh? Muntzi's known for these stories.
Oh boy.
Baseball bats.
Broken legs, yeah.
Broken legs.
I won't say who it is.
You were involved.
Eidos for the get. Eidos for the get.
You're Eidos for the get. For real or joking?
I was.
Oh wow.
$75, bro.
So you have to have witnesses when they give the get, when they give the divorce. There has to be witnesses there. 2 witnesses. Even if it's done with the baseball bat. So Shmuel says he was a witness.
With the better with it.
No, it was a gunner.
He gave the gap. He gave the gap.
He gave the gap. It all counts. We won't go into details. In any case, so what happens if someone didn't? What happens if someone didn't in those 2 ways, and now she gets remarried and has a child with someone? That child is considered a mamzer. In French, we call him a bastard. And it's a problem. It's a big problem, because no regular person is gonna marry them, their child, and it just creates a ton of problems. And so, but sometimes it wasn't due to anyone's fault. Let's say during war, 9/11, we dealt with a lot of these problems. The Aguna problem was big at 9/11. They didn't find a body. Someone disappeared. There was no divorce. There's no witnesses that person died. Or in wartime, someone went missing. So these Rabbanim would try to do everything they could to find somewhere within halacha a way for them either to undo the marriage to begin with, or they'll figure out a way to try to make it work. We work with some of the community over here, where when they gave an application for the marriage, and we discovered, and everything was so sad, because they came so far, and they were so excited that finally their son is engaged to a Jewish girl, and it took a lot to get there. And
The mother is not Jewish.
no, but we found out that the mother was married before.
He was.
The mother was married before.
Ah,
The mother of the boy was married.
and she never did.
She didn't have a get. So I was like, oh my gosh. So whatever, we got a bunch of different Beit Dins involved. Called the Beit Din in America. We called in Eretz Yisrael. So it was a process of probably 9 months till they figured out a way to make it work. But the Rabbanim are just there to help the situation, not there to hold it back. People think, oh, the rabbis are making problems. They're really not. They're really trying to do everything they could to help the situation. We just have to give them, feed them all the information we could, and then try to get us out of the trouble we make. Anyway, it's one halacha. Anyway, so tonight's the anniversary of Machlokes Rabbi Shammai and Basil. All right. So in the middle of learning about either a bathhouse. So I'm going to give 3 examples: either a bathhouse, or a oven, or a mill for grinding wheat, which were 3 examples of in olden days where people had communal. People didn't till today. People go to communal bathroom mikvah. Bakeries, we don't go to communal bakeries anymore. That's something of the past. We'll just go for the chant every Shabbos. And mills, no one even knows to say what a mill is. It doesn't exist anymore. It's something in the factories. But it used to be every community had one where people would bring their wheat and they would grind it.
Community children.
Community children? No, people would bring their own children. I met people in Europe.
In Morocco they used to do it.
Morocco, so in Europe, people didn't have ovens in their homes.
Yeah, they used to take it to one place.
And they have their name on it, and they would wrap it, and that's how they children. In any case, all these cases, Shulchan Aruch says like this: if you have a manager who's a guy, and you tell him, listen, I'm giving you whatever the wages for the year, and you're in charge of collecting everything. That's a no-no. You can't do that. That's out the window. You can't do that. You can't be open for Shabbos. It's the guy doing it. He's doing everything. He's the manager. He's in charge of everything. It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, he's working for you. He's bringing you the profits. It's funny. I was reading yesterday, Meir Shapiro from Yeshivas Chacham Lublin. So he met someone else. I don't remember. I didn't recognize his name, but I just read it yesterday. Who was also fun. They were both in America fundraising, and so this other guy asked Meir Shapiro, how come he's so successful in his fundraising, while this other guy was collecting, I forget what yeshiva, very sure which yeshiva it was, he wasn't successful. So he told him, I'll tell you why. Because when you go to fundraise, he says, you talk to the people and learning, you're busy with discussing Gemara and Rama. You forget about asking for the money. It says his father-in-law, Rabbi Meir Shapiro's father-in-law, was a toll collector. That's what he did for a living. He was a very wealthy man. And he had contracts with government that he ran toll booths. And he used to have he used to give parnasa, he used to give a livelihood to a lot of Yidden worked for him to give them parnasa. And they were the toll booth men. He was in charge of the roads, whatever he had to repairs and everything. And he would buy the rights to the toll to whatever governments. He would give them their set amount. And it would be a bit of a gamble also, because maybe he would make money, maybe he would lose money on it. But he was in charge. So he says his father was having a problem. There were some people, some tolls which were making a lot of money, and some tolls which were losing money. He couldn't figure out. So he decided to investigate. And so the mayor said he went himself to investigate for his father-in-law. And he goes to one toll, and the guy there was a good guy, and he passed by the toll. He says, "How much is it?" He tells him, "Whatever, 6 cups." And he tells him, "Oh, 6 is the gematria of whatever." And they start having a conversation, and they're discussing Mishnah and Gemara, and there's a Rambam, and they're having a whole discussion over there. And he said, before you know it, there were 7 cars that passed him, 7 vehicles that passed him, and they didn't pay their toll. He goes to the other toll booth. The other toll booth, the guy was no scholar. In fact, he knew nothing. All he knew was 6 cupcakes. 6 cupcakes. It's funny. Back then also, based on how many axles, you go on the highway over here and the turnpike, and based on how many axles, that's how much you pay your toll, right? So back then, it was based on how many horses you had. Yeah. That's what he says there. Oh, you have 1 horse, 6 cupcakes. 2 horses, 12 cupcakes. So what else? Interesting. So he tried discussing some learning with the guy. Nothing doing. All he knew was give me 6 cupcakes. That's all he knew. And that's the guy who was making the money. So he figured out the guys that didn't know anything how to learn, they were making money. The guys who knew how to learn were losing money. So Meir Shapiro told them, because you know how to learn, he tells this other Rosh Yeshiva who was fundraising, that's why you're losing money. You're not a good fundraiser. He made it like he didn't know how to learn. That's why. Wait, time for page 118. What's on מעריב? Finally, yes, you want to done. What happened?
Mashiach Melech Yanenu B'Yom Korenu, Mashiach Melech Yanenu B'Yom Korenu, Mashiach Melech Yanenu B'Yom Korenu. Bizkada Shemerabah, Kermat Yiberach Yosef B'Yamrit Machuseh, Bismar Puganer B'Karei Mashiach, B'Yachon B'Mechon B'Kei Lechol B'Is Israel, B'Gala B'Sman Karev B'Yuri Amen.
סדר וחלב שמלך קדושה ולתמוד, אלא מכל בחסה בשירת וחס ונעמסה, לאמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני
מעריב
נקרא שמו ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבי. קיין חיינו והולך ימינו ולכן נקנק ויומן בלילה והמסכה לא חסו ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני. אדוני אלוהיכם אמס. ומעטף ברצון קיבלו אליהם משה ובני ישראל לך ענו שירה בשמך רבה באמרו כולם. ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. שומר אס עמו ישראל מעט. וזכדה והזכדה שמר רבה, ועמד יברך מיסוד והנהיג מחוסה, ואחמר תתעלה תקרא משכם, והיכון ובמכון ובחי לכל בישראל, בגל ובזמן קריא ואמרו אמן. סלט שמלך קדושה ותמוד, וכס ושירת שתקה לאמירה ואמר ואמרו אמן. Izgadal be izgadal shemer rabam. Amen. Almadi berach nuseh be'amlik machuseh be'esmar pukane be'karei meshiken. Amen. Da'echon u'biumechon be'chei b'chol be'it Yisrael b'gala b'sman kari b'inru amen. Amen. Salat shemer be'kedusha b'dikut. Amen. Mikol b'chasa b'shirat b'chasa b'nehemasa b'amiram b'almad b'inru amen. Amen. Izgadal zelosifon v'osifon b'chol be'it Yisrael. Gadana Bukhari bin Shmaya bin Amen. Amen. Shalom Rabban bin Shmaya b'chaim tovim alenu al kol Israel b'miru. Amen. Amen. Shalom Ramahu Yosef Shalom alenu al kol Israel b'miru. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Amen. Amen.